What's up everyone, welcome back to a new video on the Alien Algo channel. Today we'll be looking straight into the markets. Today we of course can look at the general markets as well, where we simply see it still is holding above that crucial level and currently trying to break that macro resistance. When we spot this from right here, which we of course were experiencing some chop right in between, and we currently seem to be holding above. When we look at it on a lower time frame, of course we had quite a decent open. When you look from the early morning right here, still straight going up. So in order for us to break above this, it's quite clear what we are looking at. Of course, the staircase method. What do we look at? Those previous staircases, with that currently being right here and this previous low. So it being these spots right here. I'll just draw it as a box because today I can't draw straight lines apparently. So let's get it a little bit more defined right here, as this being that point of inflection where we could see some decent reactions from, either of course rejecting or breaking up from it. Here I will be looking at this point, and why this point? It's the total amount of these orders, so more of a value area logic. So simply we need to break above these levels to continue further for the S&P. Of course, that beautiful Nasdaq still looking pretty bullish, not giving a single fuck about any pullbacks, as you can see. And for the Dow Jones, still consolidating below this area. So this of course is the industrial. So if you're not really invested into stocks, this DJI really doesn't matter anything at all. The more important ones to look at if you're crypto trading are the Nasdaq and the S&P. So with those having had, let's get into Bitcoin. So we can see we've had this beautiful reaction from these lows, broken that previous weekly open, and we just flew straight past all levels. The only level we currently have respected is this low right here, which also proven to be as a resistance right here, and currently is being proven as a resistance yet again. The range levels, we simply see that 0.5 level again acted as a little support. We broke below it, we retested it, and we seen one bigger red candle from it. This we do have to be a little cautious about, but I still think that BTC just should range a little bit and ETH should continue up. So when we look at this, I would like to look for a possible entry. If I'm not mistaken, there should be a naked point of control around this area. Let me quickly get it. Right here, if it just wants to pop up at least. Okay, and I'll quickly switch this. This is just a simple volume profile, but this is just automated because I am lazy and I like to build the tools for myself, so I don't have to do any drawings. So let's just give it a little time to load. And right there, we have that naked point of control, which is right here. So if you're looking for a semi-late entry, we do have this little wick that we could watch from. So let's simply draw it right here. With this, if it holds, breaks back above, we simply have a swing failure pattern on the lower time frame, which if we illustrate it, it could occur. If it does not, we would simply be looking at that naked point of control, because sitting right here. So when we remove this, it's quite clear that this is your previous high from this point right here. So we'll quickly put a box right here to illustrate where it is again. So it's either we hold this, giving this as the New York Open sweep, or we are unable to reclaim this and we go back into this zone to get a possible entry back up. So for BTC, that was simply it. And let's get onto ETH. Clearly the stronger pair. Did I expect it to be this explosive? No, I did expect it to go towards those range highs, but I did not expect it to break up already, which it does seem to be doing. For this, it's a similar logic as to what we have applied on the S&P. When you break a range, you want to see it getting retested or at least hold above multiple candles, as shown there on the S&P. As you can see right here, what a fake breakout looks like. It's one candle gets above and that second candle already gets back in those range highs. So we simply wanted to hold above this level, with us of course having these previous highs that we would like to hold above. So for ETH, it would simply be us looking to hold above this range highs, and otherwise there is a chance of putting back a little bit deeper. When we look at it on a relative level, of course that point I was watching for ETH BTC was this little box. We closed above and we just straight flew up towards that 0.75 level, which we currently are consolidating a little bit below. As you can see here on the 1 hour, we're moving around these previous highs, which of course is that 0.75 level of the range. So I do expect a little bit deeper of a pullback for BTC than for ETH. If this simply continues up, there should be some relative strength on BTC versus ETH already. You can see it right here, with ETH currently holding this low and BTC already made a lower low. So this, of course, this idea already is violated. As you can see, it broke below, it retested it, and it currently just is keeping to move down. We do want to watch it on the 1 hour, which has 25 minutes left. So this simply is a little explanation of how we usually take this setup. You just want to see it getting swept back above and hold. And here is your entry. It's not, okay, it's getting swept, I entry here, because then something like this can happen to you, which you rather would not. And if you ever want to play it on the risky way, you simply use it as a small position when the sweep happens, and when this reclaim happens, you add a position to it. This is the only way where I would trade the sweep, but I would rather wait for that reclaim to get into a full position with some more conviction. But this is a way to average up into your trade, and obviously if something like this happens, you've only lost a small position. So with us having BTC and ETH taken care of, let's get into some alts. Yeah, the one that was pretty explosive today has been Banana. Quite clear that it has shown some strength, but I am looking at this current level, these lows right here. And if we look at the 1 hour, simply see how this has been respected in the past. As well as here, we broke below it, we retested it, and we got in that big flood. And before we got in this second impulse move, it broke above, held this level, and then we got that second impulse. So if you're looking for a late re-entry on Banana, I would say either wait for this area or you aggressively DCA down into it in the case of us not retesting this level. Of course, you would have been a lot better off if you were positioned around that $19, $18 area, but if you're looking for a late entry, I would say it is right here. So when we look at virtual, another really strong token, just showing a really clean uptrend, where if I illustrate it, this almost looks like the baby pips lesson, where this is almost too clean to be true, where you have those highs and you simply retrace back into those highs to continue. Here again, you have those highs and you reclaim them right here. Let me draw it a bit better right here. And this being that current high. And of course, here again, you simply see how that staircase logic is put to use. This is a very clean example. Usually it does not look this clean in terms of how the staircase is being made, but this is a perfect example. When we look at hype, it's above that range high as of now, which could become a deviation, but this of course we trade in a similar way, where we want to see this area being held before we look for continuation, because if you find acceptance back below, you will most likely be looking at something like this. And if we get an aggressive way where we trap the deviation traders, it will be something like this, which I do think is most likely with the way hype has been moving in the past. So let's get onto TIA. As I said, I did not want to take these lows as there was not really major strength, and the only way I wanted to trade it is if we were able to flip this level and retest the blue box, which we did. So I put an entry on. I'll quickly check where my entry is right now. It's at 2-1, so that being right here. So this is currently my entry. If it retests this, I'll most likely add to the position, with of course the stop being below this box, because we simply don't want to see acceptance back below this. So this currently is the setup for TIA. I'm in Ondo, looking pretty strong as well. Seems to be rejecting from these previous lows. Pendo, yeah, even stronger. For Pendo, I will maybe even look at this area to get into here if you're not positioned already. So for that, I will keep it like this, because it's simply looking quite strong. And as I said, I simply expect ETH to still do better than Bitcoin as of now. And we can see this on the relative strength wise again. If we simply go through the both of them, you see on only if you look at this little part, ETH just looks so much stronger than BTC. So I do think the upside here is at alts and ETH and not on BTC. Another pair I would like to add, most of you I think should know about this already by now. This is the little brother of Ethereum, so if ETH runs, this usually does as well. This is a beautiful example of a rounded bottom, where we had this as the neckline, and you can simply see right here that bottom formation. We see the neckline getting retested and we move back up, and currently we have retested again, but now we retest those previous highs. So for the guys inside Vector Prime's Discord and that follow my Twitter for a little bit longer, they know I had a position from here at exactly $15 right here. Yes, right before it started flying. I exited most of the position here, left a little moon back, and I added to my position earlier. So wait, I'm watching the 1 hour. This was not my position moment. Here is where I added to my position. So this I do think should at least see back these highs. So let me draw a little box right there, because this simply sees like the point where we should be going to. And if we want to find that 0.5 level, we get into the Fibonacci, where we draw the high, we draw the low, and we get our 0.5 level. So I will extend them to the right, and we see this is that 0 to 5 level, which we currently are reclaiming, which is why I have gotten my conviction there. So if you look at the 4 hour, it just looks like it's ready to follow ETH. The thing we do, of course, have to be a little cautious for: if BTC just keeps showing weakness, it could drag ETH along with it. But I simply expect ETH to hold stronger than BTC. I, by the way, put a link down below for the Discord, because I don't see a lot of engagement on YouTube nor on Twitter, so it doesn't seem really appreciated what I'm doing here. And I'm here to educate and not just share and you guys just randomly follow. And if you guys want to engage and get a little bit of training, just get into the Discord and we will go from there. And the more people that get in there, the more active I will become. Quite simple. So, with all that having said, I hope you like the videos. And, of course, guys, keep trading and have a nice day.